In a small American town, the grumpy Officer Curtis is starting his patrol. He sees a young man with cases of booze and suspects there's a party at the park. Just as he thought, a bunch of teens are hanging out in their cars with their dates. Suddenly, two brothers in an ice cream truck crash the party. The annoyed teens throw bottles and cans, driving the ice cream men away. Peace returns, until a comet streaks across the night sky. Mike and his girlfriend Debbie see the comet land near the forest and decide to check it out. At the same time, an old farmer sees it too. He thinks it's Halley's Comet and believes he's about to get rich and famous. So, he heads to the crash site with his loyal dog. After a short walk, they find a glowing circus tent in the middle of the woods. The old man walks toward the tent, unaware of a creepy clown shadow following him. Seconds later, a terrifying clown appears and captures the dog with a net. The old man misses this and only finds the dog's collar in the bushes. Thinking it's a prank, he tries to punch the tent, but it's hard as steel and hurts his hand. Then, he tries to rip out a cable and gets a massive electric shock. He survives, but a clown appears and blasts him with a laser. Meanwhile, at the police station, Officer Curtis catches two young drinkers. He's about to get rough with them when the heroic Officer Dave stops him. Back in the woods, Mike and Debbie reach the tent. Debbie is suspicious, but Mike insists on going inside to explore. They walk through a hallway full of cables and enter a room with 3 electronic doors. After hitting a button, they are sucked into a giant reactor room. Sensing danger, they rush back to the hallway. Debbie tells Mike this isn't a circus, it's a UFO disguised as a tent. Right then, they find some massive cotton candy pods. Looking closer, they realize these are cocoons holding the bodies of missing townspeople. A clown enters the room and heads for the controls. Mike and Debbie hide behind the cocoons, but Mike accidentally drops his flashlight. The alien clown spots them, and they run for their lives. The clown chases them with a strange gun. He fires, but instead of bullets, he shoots popcorn. Despite getting hit by popcorn, the two escape the tent. The clown calls his buddies and twists a balloon into a dog. Creepily, the balloon dog comes to life and starts tracking their scent. Mike and Debbie make it back to the car, but a clown is already blocking their path. Mike floors it, and a clown jumps on the hood to smash the windshield. Luckily, Mike speeds up and shakes him off. The clowns aren't hurt though. They call for backup from the ship. Now a whole army of alien clowns is heading for town. Minutes later, Mike and Debbie rush to the station and find Officer Dave. Dave happens to be Debbie's ex-boyfriend. Terrified, they tell him everything. There's a circus-shaped spaceship in the woods full of alien clowns. Of course, both Curtis and Dave think the story is ridiculous. Curtis is convinced it's just a prank the kids made up to mess with the cops. He wants to give Mike a hard time, but Dave decides to drive them home first. Meanwhile, across town, a man is enjoying a street puppet show. He's totally into it until a clown shows up and zaps him into a cotton candy cocoon. Now the clowns are launching a full-on attack across the whole town. Some trash a pharmacy, while others pretend to be delivery guys to cocoon anyone who opens their door. At the same time, Dave drops Debbie off and heads back to the woods with Mike for proof. But the circus spaceship has completely vanished into thin air. Dave thinks he's being pranked, gets angry, and handcuffs Mike to haul him to the station. In a dark alley, a biker gang runs into a clown riding a tiny tricycle. The bikers think it's hilarious, and one tough guy walks up to smash the little bike. The clown acts sad, puts on boxing gloves, and challenges the guy to a fight. The biker doesn't take it seriously, but the clown lands a punch that knocks his head clean off into a trash can. The rest of the bikers freak out and run for their lives. Outside a diner, a clown lurks in the shadows with a giant mallet behind his back. He tries to lure a little girl over, but her mom saves her just in time. As Dave drives Mike toward the station, he finds a pile of abandoned cars at a park. He spots creepy cotton candy residue inside the vehicles. Dave finally realizes Mike is telling the truth, lets him go, and they team up to stop the invasion. Back at the station, 911 calls are blowing up, but Officer Curtis thinks they're all jokes and ignores them. Because he's doing nothing, the clowns go totally wild. One clown joyrides in an invisible car and flips a passing sedan. Debbie gets home to shower and finds the popcorn on her clothes is actually crawling around. Somewhere else, a fast food worker is cleaning a dumpster when a monster pulls him inside. At a bus stop, a clown performs a hand shadow show for the commuters. He creates a giant dinosaur shadow that literally eats everyone waiting there. Mike and Dave drive by and try to run the clown over, but he dodges them and escapes. Dave calls the station for backup, but Curtis thinks he's lying and hangs up. While they're stuck, the Terenzi brothers roll up in their ice cream truck. Mike explains the alien attack, and the three of them rush to Debbie's house for a rescue. Meanwhile, Curtis is still slacking off until a clown walks right into the station. The clown sprays water in Curtis's face with a trick flower. Curtis gets furious and locks the clown in a cell, but the clown magically slips out of the cuffs. Just as Curtis is about to lose it, the clown blows a whistle, and a monster hand grabs him by the throat. Hours later, Dave returns to the station and finds giant footprints on the floor. He follows the tracks to the jail cells and finds the young inmates trapped in cotton candy cocoons. Even scarier, he sees Curtis being controlled by a clown like a human puppet. The clown drops Curtis's body and lunges at Dave with a creepy laugh. Dave fires several shots, but nothing works until his last bullet hits the clown's red nose. The monster spins wildly and explodes into tiny pieces. Dave calls for backup on the radio, getting ready to fight the alien threat. Meanwhile, Mike and the Terenzi brothers witness a bizarre scene on the street. The clowns are holding a parade, turning every person they see into a cocoon. They use a giant straw to suck the victims into their vehicles. A guy hiding under a car tries to run, but he gets zapped into cotton candy too. After seeing this, the Terenzi brothers finally believe Mike and speed away in terror. Back at home, Debbie is in trouble because the popcorn on her clothes turns into clown larvae. These gross little monsters crawl out of laundry baskets and cabinets to bite her. Even a giant monster pops out of the toilet to attack her. Debbie fights back with spray and a hose, finally making it out of the bathroom. She hears Mike's voice at the door, but when she opens it, it's a clown, mimicking him. She tries to jump out the window, but 4 clowns are waiting outside with a trampoline. Finally, the lead clown fires a shot and traps Debbie in a giant yellow balloon. Mike and the brothers arrive just in time to see her being taken away. They chase after them and run into Dave in his police car. The cars accidentally collide, wrecking the police cruiser, so everyone piles into the ice cream truck. This rescue squad grabs shotguns and follows the trail to an amusement park. An unlucky security guard tries to stop a clown but gets hit with a pie that melts him into liquid. It turns out these pies are filled with strong acid that dissolves people instantly. The group finds the remains of the guard and decides to go deeper into the park. They figure these aliens are the original clowns and came to Earth just to hunt for food. While exploring, the Terenzi brothers accidentally fall into a trap. They land in a ball pit and get cornered by 2 female alien clowns. Dave and Mike keep going and sneak into the spaceship disguised as a circus tent. They reach the storage room for cotton candy cocoons and frantically look for Debbie. Suddenly, a clown walks in and sticks a straw into one of the cocoons. He starts drinking the victim's blood like it's a soda. Dave and Mike hide in the shadows, holding their breath until the clown leaves. They finally find the balloon holding Debbie, and Dave shoots it to set her free. The gunshots attract a mob of clowns, and the trio is quickly surrounded. Dave knows their weak spot, so he aims for their noses and wipes them out instantly. They slide down a massive pipe and land in a creepy cave shaped like a giant fish head. After weaving through tons of balloons, they find a hallway full of mysterious trapdoors. Mike frantically tries every door while Dave completely runs out of ammo. Luckily, they burst through an exit at the last second and escape into a large hall. But more clowns close in, backing them up onto a high platform. Right in the nick of time, the Terenzi brothers crashed their ice cream truck through the wall to save the day. They used the giant clown statue on the truck to act like the boss, and it actually tricks the monsters. Unfortunately, the real leader, Clownzilla, shows up and smashes the ice cream truck with one punch. With the brothers' fate unknown, Dave tells Mike and Debbie to run while he faces the giant alone. Just as the monster is about to eat him, Dave rips off his police badge and stabs its nose. With a huge bang, Clownzilla explodes, and the entire circus ship blows apart in the sky. Mike and Debbie think Dave is dead. Suddenly, a clown car drops from the sky, and Dave steps out completely unhurt. The Terenzi brothers crawl out too, explaining they survived the blast by hiding in the ice cream freezer. The nightmare seems to be over, and everyone finally takes a breath. But then, a bunch of pies fall from the sky and splat all over them. It looks like this alien clown threat might not be truly over yet.